Hello YouTube, 87 Ricer here, and I am at the lake. Well, I'm not at Lake Ozark, but there's a lake just down the hill from me. I've done a video riding across up through the woods and back down that hill in some of my videos, and I'm just starting. We're on flat ground because I've noticed that my phone has been picking up wind noise. Here lately, it's been picking up a lot of wind, and my videos have gotten pretty windy and you can't hear anything I say. So I'm testing this out. Maybe on the phone it's gonna be that way from now on, maybe not. So right now I'm just holding it a different way. I'm starting off slower, so that way if the wind does pick up, you may be able to hear me then. So it's like 34 degrees, give or take. That's what my phone said last time I checked it. So I've got my Carhartt hoodie. I got my Carhartt on, I've got my hoodie on, I've got my gloves on, and I'm just making a little video. Just a little video. So I have this thing where I like to take pictures of my bikes or my cars, and I like to upload them onto Google Map. That's right, I like to add them onto Google Map. And by that, I mean, I go to places that are a go-to destination, or maybe some place off the beaten path. And I park my car right in front of the building, and I make sure that the sign is very visible. I make sure that the sign is very visible, and I take a picture of it, and then I find that place on Google Map, and I check to see how many photos it has uploaded onto Google Map, and then I take that photo and I upload it onto Google Map on that particular place. And yeah, so that's really all it is. I just upload pictures of my vehicles in front of whatever place I feel I should upload my vehicle on. So that way when people are on Google Map and they're looking for a particular place, they see my vehicle in one of the pictures, or most. Because some places have more photos of where that place is and what it looks like than other places. So if there's more photos of my car or my bikes in front of that particular place, and people happen to watch it or look it up, they're gonna see my car more than other photos. So I've noticed it's gotten pretty, like I said, I've noticed that my phone has been picking up wind really bad. It being 34 degrees outside, this wind is pretty notorious. It's not terrible, but it's not comfortable either. I'm gonna double layer my gloves here in a little bit. I'll put on a different layer of gloves. I'm gonna take a right down this road on this one. So today is Wednesday. Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. I can't remember what exact day it is, but it's still January 2023. The last video I did, I sold my V-Star 650 abstract, and she went to a new owner who's going to be learning how to ride on her. And with the cold weather, the battery was giving me a hard time with starting the bike up. It didn't give me that problem until it started getting cold outside. But the person that bought it, they put a battery on it and sent me a video and said, hey, she fired up, just took the battery, just needed a battery on her that was, warm and charged, and the battery that was on it was charged, it was just cold. That's really what the issue was. And so they sent me a video of that, of the bike running, saying, we put a battery on it and it runs now. And I said, cool, enjoy her. She's a fun bike. Of course, I'm going to go down to the riverfront, and then I'm going to switch my gloves around. I'm going to switch my gloves around. All right. Like I said, it's in the 30s. Pepsi. P-E-P-S-I. I liked Pepsi Max when it came out. It definitely had a different taste. It was definitely a different taste. Pepsi Max, well, it didn't taste like Diet Pepsi. It was definitely its own taste. And that, yeah, I lost what I was gonna say. With that right after I said it. So I got some thicker gloves, some better insulated gloves. See, I got these. I've got these gloves compared to these. These have the wool inside of them too. So yeah. That should be better. Should be by far better. Get the next one. Wow. So, she's getting a little low on fuel, and I don't want to run out of gas. So, gonna go to the gas station and get some gasoline. Put some fresh gasoline. Mad Max gasoline. So, I've showed you this place before. This is Fernway Distillery. They distill They make liquor, alcohol, friendly distillery. They sell their alcohol and beverages in there, and they show you how they make it. And then that side is the restaurant and bar, and upstairs is also a bar. And this is our trolleys. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trolleys and 2 vans. Now, there for a while, and I'm still considering it, but I'm gonna try to get my chauffeur's license, and I want to get my chauffeur license, so that way when the day comes that I no longer want to drive a tractor trailer, then I could do this on the side from like a regular job. So like you go in, you work, like at the last place I worked at, it was from 6 o'clock in the morning till 2:30 in the afternoon. So when I would get off work, I could do a little bit of driving for the trolleys if I wanted, or I could do regular, work during the weekday, and then on a weekend do the trolley drives. And that way I still make some money driving, but I'll be in town and not really over the road. But yeah, I would love to actually haul people around and chauffeur them from place to place, driving a trolley, being close to home on the weekends, and still making some pretty good money. I really have thought about it. I just have to go and take my chauffeur's license test, the written exam, and then go from that point. And I believe I can do it. I haven't given it a try. I was worried that it was going to be hard, but to be honest with you, I mean, shit, I'm driving around an 18-wheeler with a 53-foot trailer behind me, and I'm putting it in places that if I didn't have the proper training, I would have been hitting shit, which I have hit shit with in the past. In fact, I could tell you about it right now. I feel a little bit more comfortable that I've. So one of my first wrecks that I had, it wasn't even really a bad wreck. I was actually at the facility that I was making my delivery to, and there was I was getting ready to back into a door, and I pulled the truck far enough, so I set myself up far enough forward that I could back right into my door and be fine. Well, they trained us and they said don't you always get out and look. That's called goal. Get out and look. If you're not sure, get out and look. Well, this guy steps in front of the truck and he starts guiding me to my door. Well, I could see the door in my driver's side mirror, but I really wasn't all that straight up with my trailer in my passenger side mirror. So I'm backing up and I'm following him. I'm following his direction. But as I'm backing up, I notice a set of headlights on that passenger side, and I figured, okay, whoever's on the side of me, they see that I'm backing up and they'll get out of my way. Well, that didn't happen. As soon as I was able to get in line with my trailer, and as soon as I could see down both sides, by that point it was too late. The truck that I had seen the headlights of was actually on my passenger side, so I'm backing up. The truck that I hit was, I backed up to the point where when I finally got it straightened up, I seen my hood pop up. I heard a crunch, and I realized I made contact with the truck beside me. So I get out and I look, and of course my hood on the passenger side is like all buckled up, and the guy in front of me is like, what happened? And I look at his truck, I go, is this your truck? And he goes, oh man, I was watching you, I wasn't even watching my truck. And like, he was a foreigner, and I'm not saying that was a bad thing, but you know, he's like, oh, I wasn't watching my truck. And I was like, yeah, obvious. Well, obviously I did what I shouldn't have done, and I didn't get out and look myself. I just took his word, and basically that I pretty much backed up into his truck. Now my passenger side had, you know, cracked the fiberglass body and broke the hood latch and busted a turn signal thing, and I didn't have it as bad as him. On his truck, the driver's side headlight had gotten busted and pushed inward, and we both had scuff marks on our truck from the collision. And I wasn't going very fast when it happened, but it looked like, you know, you could definitely tell we definitely made some contact. So that was the first incident, and that was right on the, you know, that was as I was trying to back up into the door to deliver the stuff that was on the trailer. So luckily the cops weren't involved, but you know, he had to get a hold of my insurance, or he had to get a hold of my company to get a hold of the insurance to take care of that. And it was after that, my second incident was, I was making my way to a delivery, and I actually arrived at the delivery. I was just getting ready to pull into the driveway leading to where I was going, and it was like an early morning delivery, or it was early morning when I got there, so it was pretty dark. And I seen a truck coming up the driveway, and I usually would, actually 90% of the time, maybe 100% of the time, I make a really wide turn. When I make a right-hand turn, I make a wide turn, so I take up a good majority of the lane, of the oncoming lane, so I can miss whatever that trailer might hit. So I usually cut it really wide and drag it out so I can avoid that. And I seen the truck coming up, so I had already just started swinging it wide, so I was already kind of in his lane, and he started slowing down, but I cut it back into my lane, in my section of the drive. And about the time that I cut into my section of the drive, I heard a big bang, pop, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, when I got out, I could see that there was a power pole, like the one in front of me. There was a power pole, and it was rocking. Like, I rocked that son of a gun, and I realized I just clipped the power pole with my trailer, and it was probably about that same height too. But I realized I clipped the power pole with the back half of the trailer, and the tandems slide on a railing system underneath, and the pieces of the railing that the tandems are a part of were kind of bent, and the back tire popped off the rim because the back wheel had actually made a bend. It bent the back wheel. And that was the second incident I had where I messed up. I cut it sharp, and the trailer, could have taken out the pole and knocked out the power. And luckily, when I called my DSS or my dispatch, he told me that I was actually in the parking lot of a trailer repair company. So like the parking lot that I was in, that I just caused the damage to, they actually had a trailer, or the place I was delivering to in that same parking lot actually had a trailer repair shop. And so he told me, he goes, they should be open right now because it shows that they're open. So I found where they were at and basically ended up going inside. I said, hey guys, I am the dumbass that just hit that power pole up at the top of the drive. And they said, yeah, we heard that. You're lucky you didn't knock out the power. He said the last time that happened, the power got cut out from the last person. And so I realized I wasn't the only dumbass that hit it. But regardless, they put a new wheel. They put the tire back on it because the tire was still salvageable. It just busted off the rim. But yeah, that was my second incident. Another one, I didn't even, the third one, I don't even, actually it may have even been before that wheel incident, because it was within my first year of driving. So I'm going to add this one as a third one. So what happened was, I didn't even realize that I rubbed up against a pole. It wasn't even really it wasn't a metal pole. It had to be a concrete pole. It was some kind of pole. I didn't realize I even hit it. So I was at a delivery and I went to the wrong facility, and I pulled right through their gate when they told me I was at the wrong place. So they let me pull through their gate, and I thought everything was hunky-dory. I made it to where I needed to go, and when I went to the back to open up my door and put the latch pieces up next to the there's little latch pieces on the doors to keep the doors open that you put on a hook, and it keeps the door from swinging. Well, that hook was bent. The hook was bent inward, flush up against the trailer. And I realized when I looked down the side of the trailer, it made little divots. So I figured out that the area that let me through their gate, when I pulled through, it had to happen at that moment, because the gate that I pulled through at the correct facility, there was wide open area. So I know I didn't hit anything there, but the one before that was kind of a narrow area, and I believe it happened at that little narrow area that happened. And I know it took place in Hannibal, Missouri, because when you're coming into Hannibal on Highway 61 and you're heading north, there's a set of stoplights. The first set that you come into, just past the Love's truck station. There's a Love's truck station about 3 miles back from the first set of lights. And the facility that I realized I had that accident and didn't realize it. There's a big building just to the left. It's at the first set of stoplights. Take a left, go down that road a little bit, and it takes you to, like, you know, some plant. But the plant that I found out were that, hey, you know, that hook's bent in and there's divots, waves along the side of the trailer, and it's missing some turns. The trailer's missing the side marker lights. It was missing a side marker light, not a few, but just a side marker light. So it was one, but I did divot the trailer pretty decently. But that facility, you can actually see it. You can actually see that facility right next to the highway as you're coming in from heading north into Hannibal. But that was where a third little one. I haven't had any incidents then. Well, I haven't had any incidents since then. I should say that. No incidents since those two main ones. So yeah, I've been pretty good since. So seeing that truck backed up the way he is, with his truck cocked the way he is, I've been in those kind of situations before myself, where you can get the trailer up next to the dock door, but the truck is not going to be straight. I've had those. I've had times like those. And at least you can get in your trailer. That's the good thing, because you're trying to get that shit off your trailer. If you can make it into the trailer, then you did your job. Man, I'm really debating going inside and getting some espresso lane. I'm debating going in there and getting it, because I'm riding around. The donut shop is not open right now. The donut shop, Laura's Delight 2, is not open. It's on a Wednesday right now. I really kind of want a donut or two. I want a donut or two. And since it's not open, and the next best thing is espresso lane. Get me a funky monkey is what I'll do. Oh yeah. Actually, before I assume, see, I want a job like that. I want to drive trucks like those. I would love to have a job nearby me where I could drive a truck like that, a little box truck that's close to Hermann. Maybe he's coming from the Lowe's in Washington. Washington's only 30 minutes away. And if I could land a driving job like that in Washington, I think I'd be willing to take that. Because yeah, I'd see jobs like those. There's also some jobs. There's also some trucks like that have little miniature reefers on the front to keep the items cool in the box. Or a Frito's Lay truck. That's right, you see that Frito's Lay truck? I would love to drive a truck like that. Any freaking truck other than a 53-foot fucking trailer would be nice. Yeah, any job other than a 53-foot trailer, I would take in a heartbeat if I could be home every night and only drive a few miles, not an hour away, but a few miles, just to drive a vehicle for the day and make money. German Shepherd. So I know that this is a 30-minute video, 31-minute video now, according to the time on here. I'm gonna drive over to the small park, the green park right next to our pond, over by the funeral home, and that's where I'll cut this video out, or that's where I'll stop it. And then I'm gonna drive over to Espresso Lane and get me some. Actually, I'm gonna do me a hot chocolate. I'm not gonna get a funky monkey. I'm gonna get a hot chocolate. Oh yeah, that's what I'll do. Hot chocolate and I don't know what else. Probably just I'll do some coffee cake or one of their scones. Actually, like, I don't know. I like the scones, but at the same time, the scones, like, even though they have different flavor scones, different variety of scones, I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge fan of scones. I mean, they're okay, but they're not the best. I'm not saying that the food's bad. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of the scones. But so danger, do not walk on the ice, because if you do and your dumb ass falls through, who's gonna get in trouble? You. And who has to save you? The brave men that decide to hop in after you. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. If you like my videos, then hit that like button. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified about all my crazy ass videos, hit that bell notification, and it will notify you about all my crazy ass videos. 87 Ricer out. Peace.